Thank you for joining us. We've been meaning to contact you. We've been desiring to have this time with you. This is some time that you need to have. First of all, with yourself. You've had some drama going on. Sometimes you just really kind of need to just slow the world down and get by yourself to hear what you've been thinking. To remind yourself that you don't have to be your thoughts, but you are the thinker. And the thinker has the authority and the right to control every thought. So I want to invite you to sit down and take some time out for you, for your mind and for your sanity, to pause and to take back the controls that you seem to have lost. Controls that have been tried to be removed from you. Controls that you have freely given without even knowing it. I know this hurts real bad. Let me give you a few moments to breathe. Don't worry. You're not by yourself. I'm right here. I'm right here with you. Come on, let's walk it out together. Allow yourself, first of all, time to remove yourself from being controlled in your spirit, in your heart, and in your mind. And if necessary, be aggressive within yourself and say, hey, it's me. I'm the one who has the authority to control what goes on and what goes through my spirit, my mind, my heart, and my being. I have the power. And I want you to kind of rise up even within yourself, and I want you to say, even if you must say it verbally, to every distraction, you have to wait on me. It's my time for me. Come on. Come on. Push that stuff out, the negativity, the images and the videos in your mind that have been robbing you, first of all, of who you really are in the core of your heart. The negative talk around you, the sounds in your mind have been misconstrued and used and manipulated to break you. But the heartbeat of who you are, the core, the essence of your being, is undeniably good. And even in the weaknesses that may be shown on the exterior, somewhere on the inside of you, you're incredible. May not be known by a whole lot of people, but that's not even really necessary. What's really necessary is that you always remember who you are. Always remember that there's something on the inside of you that is different and always has been different from the negativity that seeks to overwhelm you, to use you, to bleed you, to destroy you. You see, you keep being lied to. You keep getting these promises that somebody is going to come and save you and rescue you and restore you and repair you. But it hasn't happened. So why are you waiting for that? There's something greater in you than to be put on hold and pause for somebody else. There's greater in you that cries out, I don't have to wait. I just have to decide to do this with what I am and who I am. And I know if I do this, it will be enough.
Why do you think you need somebody? You don't.
But you've got to remember that it can be done. It must be done. It will be done. Sometimes you gotta shake yourself to the shake back. Remind yourself that where you are right now didn't come because somebody else carried you. Where you are did not come because somebody spoon-fed you and did for you what you should have done for yourself. Here and there, people come and they go, and we learn to accept that and embrace and love and cherish the positive and be grateful for all of the things that have been contributed to our lives by people who didn't have to do it, but people who truly loved us, whether it be a whole lot of people or whether it just be a few, or even if our memory can remember none, the reality of it is they've come and they've gone. But the consistent has been you. You've always been present. You've always been there, struggling, fighting, working. And so, you've come to serve notice today. You ain't going nowhere. You've come to serve notice today that even if there is no one else, there is always you. The question at this point is, will you take back the controls? Will you remind yourself who's the leader? Who's the one in charge? Will you step up and to the mic and declare negativity? Move out. Discouragement. I don't want to hear you. Pain. There was a purpose for you, but the purpose was never for you to control me, but rather for me to learn the lessons that were necessary to make me stronger, better, wiser. And to those who have doubted you, and those that have used you, and those who have abused you, will you now rise up and say to them, as crazy as it sounds, I'm learning how to both forgive you and to be grateful for you. Grateful that God allowed you to challenge me. He allowed you to have this time and space in my life for me to grow, to mature, and to get better, not bitter. And today, I'm better, not bitter. Can you feel how much better you are when you take the time out for yourself? And in your mind and in your spirit and in your heart, forcefully take back the controls. It's okay that you need a reminder ever so now and then, because the noise in the world, the distractions that are around you, the pain, all of these things can truly be so loud, boisterous, huge and great that when we cease to realize who we are, we become confused into believing what they say we are. The pain says who you are is a victim. The loss says who you are is a loser. The anger says who you are is a griever. But that's not who you are. That's just what you've experienced. So now, how about reminding yourself of who you are? Let's start off by reminding you that you are human. You're human. So the poor choices and the mistakes, the bad plays and the bad replays, the moments of desperation, the moments where you were caught off guard, they are a part of your humanness.
You shall not die.
The time when you failed to rise, the time when you succumbed to the worst, the times when you didn't remember who you were, the times when you didn't put the right values and the right priorities in place, when you didn't stack it just right, when you showed imperfections. That's a part of what defines you as human. But a part of being human is the realness that we need the divine to overcome our imperfections. Our humanness is also a reminder that we still have today, right now, this moment, to do differently, to do greater, to show that we've learned, that we have gained strength, and that we still have the choice, and that the power of our choice can indeed change our circumstances and our situation. I choose today. I choose today to be greater than I was yesterday. I choose today to walk towards my greatness, into that place, into that person that not only has the world never seen and never known, but to that person that has grown, continues to grow, and one day will be quite different than any eye has ever seen, any mouth has ever spoken of, any mind has ever imagined. My expectation is not that I will be there immediately, But my declaration is that immediately I began to walk in that direction. It has already begun in your spirit. It's already begun in your heart. It's already begun in your mind. Let it be. Let it be that overwhelming. Let it be that progressive. Let it be that aggressive. It takes over your mentality. It takes over your thoughts. It takes over your life. And every day, including this day, every moment, including this moment, it's going to be that strong plant emerging from the dirt. Because the dirt that was meant to bury you has now been turned into that dirt that planted you. You struggled as a seed in that hole. You were suffocating. You felt parts of you dying. You knew it was dark and damp. Your enemies laughed, believing that you were done with. But now, you feel an emerging. Now you feel a determination, somewhere rooted in being tired of being pained, used, and abused. And you're growing. Oh yeah, you're growing. Others may not be able to see it, they may not be able to feel it, but that's irrelevant to the truth. You're growing, and your determination is, you see, these tears, they used to be pain, they used to be anger, they used to be discouragement, they used to be fear. But today these tears is a sign of your growth. Today these tears is a sign that you are rising. Today these tears are the beginnings of a new day. It won't be long before the dirt that's been covering you, the surface will have to be broken. Not from the top, but from the bottom. It will be you coming up. It will be you rising up, breaking through, changing, growing, readying yourself to make your great declaration that the fruit is coming. Oh yeah. The fruit is coming. Doesn't matter now what's beneath you. Doesn't matter what has been. Doesn't matter what the naysayers have been saying and the scandalizers have been putting out there. Now for you, it's just more seasoning, more fertilizer for what you are becoming, and they don't know it. It's okay. They'll see it, 'cause you'll be it. And every time you come to this place, every time you come back and refresh yourself, every time you come back and restore yourself, every time you pause the world and refuse to become overcome again and remind yourself that you are the thinker and you are not the thoughts. You are the one in control of what goes in your mind and what stays in your head. You are the one that determines what's in your heart. And you don't have to give justification to anybody. Argue with no man, no woman. Just do it. Control it. Empower yourself. Every time you come back to this place, to this spot, this is your watering hole. This is the place of your restoration. This is the place. And they don't know that you have this place, this time. They keep wondering. And they will wonder why you keep bouncing back, how you continue to stay afloat, how you keep on treading forward, how you keep on being unstoppable, unblockable, unresistible. You'll know because you found this place where you can get your peace. You can find some rest and clarity. Listen to me. I'm only a voice, but I'm a voice that's merely repeating the good that's been speaking in you all this time. It's not about me. It's not about somebody else. It's what you know is true. What you have known is real. So I'm going to tell you again, you're good. I'm going to remind you that you are worth the best. I'm going to let you know that people don't have to agree with you. They don't have to recognize you. They don't have to vote with you. It's your life. It's your heart. It's your mind. I'm gonna need you to come on back. I'm gonna need you to look in the mirror. I'm gonna need you to embrace yourself. I'm gonna need you to do it as often as you need to do it. Because see, you're important. You're beautiful. And we need you, even when we think we can do without you. And I'm going to give you a few seconds to get yourself together. And then when you do, rise up and let's go do this. I'm with you.
I know from personal experience that depression has a way of transforming a typically happy and outgoing person into someone who is sad, withdrawn, and frustrated with life. But my background and my expertise didn't stop me from encountering my own dark moments that even my family and close friends knew nothing about. And I didn't just feel down every now and then. I went through depression. I went through a persistent feeling of sadness and hopelessness. I lost interest in many of the things that I previously enjoyed, and I honestly felt like my family and friends would be better off without me. I felt like a failure. I felt insufficient. I felt like I couldn't take life anymore. And so I know what it feels like to not want to get out of bed. I know what it feels like to experience deep and distressing hurt that seems impossible to push through. I had pretended to be happy for so long that no one would have believed me if I told them that I was struggling with depression. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm glad I didn't forfeit all that I've been able to experience and accomplish. So while you might feel discouraged, you don't have to be discouraged, because brighter days are coming. Because I always felt alone in my battle, I didn't realize just how common depression was. I had no idea that 1 out of 10 people will experience depression during their lifetime. Do me a favor. Check on the people who are close to you. In most instances, the people who appear happy and appear strong are rarely asked how they are doing, because people assume their lives are perfect. You may not have considered this, but sometimes the person who is smiling every time you see them is privately battling depression. And so the first step in overcoming depression is acknowledging that something must change. You cannot fix what you do not face. Suppression, denial, and pretending that everything is okay is not going to help you feel better. Yes, you can fool everyone else, but you can't fool yourself. You can't fool the person in the mirror, the person that you look at every single day. And I get it. When you appear to have it all together, it's not easy to let your guard down and say, hey, I'm struggling. I remember wondering how it was that I could lift everyone else up, but when it came to my own situation, I felt hopeless. But my situation began to improve only when I had the courage to confront the fact that I was not as happy as I appeared to be. I was suppressing the wound of rejection. I was suppressing childhood trauma, and I was harboring anger. So let me say this. Uprooting anger and bitterness is not an easy thing to do. But at the end of the day, holding on to it does impact your physical, emotional, and mental health. So I say today, let it go. Let it go. I knew that I could no longer hold on to the anger that I was harboring, because it was literally stealing my joy. And so today, I say, I want you to set yourself free from the emotional turmoil that has been disrupting your peace. So after finally overcoming depression, I promised myself that I would put in the work necessary to experience authentic happiness. Not happiness based upon my circumstances, but happiness based upon a personal decision. And so now I'm mindful of when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I need to take a mental break, or when I need to utilize my support system. I'm challenging you to refuse to succumb to the negative thoughts that attempt to make you feel like your life will never get better. Remind yourself that you deserve to be happy and that your life will get better. When you are depressed, you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to be bothered with anyone. So I recommend finding a distraction that will shift your energy. You could turn on some uplifting music, watch an inspirational video, go for a walk, or call someone who will make you laugh. The key to feeling better is doing the exact opposite of what you feel like doing. You've got to get up. You've got to connect with others, especially when you don't feel like it. You have to find ways to avoid sinking because despair diminishes your productivity. In most instances, anxiety stems from a past experience or an anticipation of a negative experience. When you feel anxiety trying to creep in, you have to shift your focus from "this is not fair" or "why am I having to deal with this" to "I may not be feeling my best right now, but I will not allow worry or fear to sabotage the gift of this moment." Though it may feel natural to allow your mind to wander into worry and despair, you actually reinforce negative thinking by not challenging it. Your thoughts are impressions. They are not your identity. So be mindful of your thought patterns and interrupt them before they get out of control. Overcoming depression and committing to happiness takes work, but it is not impossible. Yes, mistakes happen, but making a mistake does not mean that you are a failure. Overcoming depression is not an overnight process. It takes work. For some, happiness comes easy, but for most of us, happiness requires intention. Are you willing to fight for your happiness? It is my hope that joy and peace will track you down and give you the endurance you need to keep pushing. You may not be where you want to be right now, but you are still here. You are still standing, and you still have an opportunity to create a new path.